Everybody, back with a new episode of Downton Abbey. We have trouble. Apparently there is a witness to Mr. Green's death. And it's not looking good for Mr. Bates. Oh man, I hope it's an unreliable one. And that he can somehow make it out of this. Oh, what is this going to do to Anna? Well, the family got a new radio, which is exciting. It's fun to see things evolve through the years with the show and the family itself and Downton as a whole. Mary went off with Lord Gillingham to, spend some time together. And she seems to have chosen him over Mr. Blake. I don't know why, but she did. And Edith is going to start bringing around Marigold. We'll see how that works. If she's going to confide in anybody that it's actually her child. Miss Bunting is helping Daisy with her studies, and it's going great. Exciting to see that. And also, Miss Bunting is rubbing off on Tom, which is nice to see. It's nice to see him come back to himself finally. And, that's, rubbing Lord Grantham the wrong way. But he's just going to have to get over it because Tom is and will always be a part of the family. Mr. Mosley found out about Miss Baxter. We still don't know the whole story, but I am hoping and think that Lady Cora will keep her on. I don't see why she wouldn't at this point if she's still here. And I really like Miss Baxter. Jimmy left, so Thomas is all on his own now. Hopefully he'll try to go about, now that he has nothing on Miss Baxter, he doesn't really have anything to hold over anyone. So maybe he'll just genuinely try to become friends with someone. Anna was really sweet to him. Maybe he can start there. But it would be nice to see if he could, change tactics. And it's really sweet that Miss Patmore set all that up for Daisy. I love their relationship. And it seems like Mrs. Hughes and Mr. Carson are getting closer and closer. And I just really ship them and I hope they get together. So I'm excited to get back into it. I'm very nervous. Please, Mr. Bates, don't get implicated. Oh man, I hope he was smart about it. I hope they don't have a really good idea of his face, but who could say? So let's get into it.
Nothing is going to happen that isn't properly announced, organized, and executed.
Well, I guess she had a good time.
Isn't that
so
your breakfast?
Is this really happening? Oh, what's that face? Oh!
Miss Bunting says I have quite a gift for it now I've got started.
Sorry, love. What were you saying?
Nothing.
What? I'm glad Daisy's doing well.
Hello, I've been reading your advertisement in the London magazine, Choose Your Own Path.
What is that?
This is me.
New job? Oh, you say nothing.
Oh, what is the latest?
He was shot, wasn't he, poor boy?
Yes, he was shot for cowardice. His parents live in Farsley. Well, everyone knows you can twist him round your little finger.
Then everyone is wrong.
I don't know.
Will you have a go, please?
I hope Lady Mary enjoyed her time in Liverpool.
What?
I was standing outside the Grand Hotel this morning, milady, when I saw her come out with her suitcases. She was accompanied by Lord Gillingham.
What did you imagine you were witnessing?
Get him.
Nothing vulgar, I hope. Even if Mr. Bates was in London, we've no reason to suppose he had anything to do with it.
What do you mean, even if he was in London? Do you think he was?
My father's ill, Mr. Carson.
I'm sorry to hear it. I remember your father very well.
Don't pretend you could care less.
I've known your family for a good long time. I don't want to be your spy, but nothing changes that.
If you say so.
Do you ever wonder what it'd be like to go to a place where no one knows us? Just start again.
Why do you say that?
Oh, is she making a contingency
I'm
plan?
being stupid, that's why.
I hope you don't mind, but I would like to know whether I'm staying or going. You're right, I have made you wait an unreasonable time. Tomorrow I want you to tell me the missing element of your story. If you do, I'll give you a decision.
What is it?
Carson said a witness had turned up who'd seen that man die. But wasn't it a crowded pavement? Surely there were hundreds of witnesses.
This one says she heard Mr. Green talking just before he fell.
Add the name of a coward to our memorial. Are you quite well? Is it fair to say to them, your sacrifice was just the same as the man who abandoned his duty and ran for it? I'm sorry, Mrs. Hughes.
Who does it hurt?
It's right to make so little of the gift those young men gave us when they died.
I see.
Maybe she has a right to hear it. But once it's told, I want it back in the ground and buried.
To make that your condition.
What?
She's made conditions, so
go.
can you.
Yeah.
The worst that can happen is that she refuses and you go. Which will happen anyway if you say nothing. Oh.
Good advice, Mr. Mosley. You're so essential.
They'd never have allowed it.
Is that so?
But I don't want you to think that I'm unsympathetic.
Yes, well, sympathy butters no parsnips. I'd better get on.
No.
Mr. Bates.
Well, that's it. He didn't like Mr. Bates, not at all. And we know now that he said so to Lord Gillingham.
Shit.
Well, I don't remember that.
I trust you enjoyed your stay in Liverpool, my lady.
Oh, don't say. Don't.
Found it extremely interesting, didn't you, dear?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Sprat.
Very good, your ladyship.
Yeah. That was a nice warning.
Obviously, it's very shocking to someone of your generation.
When will you announce it?
I'm not sure. We haven't decided.
She doesn't seem ready
If I
or
was seduced by a man, I would not let any grass
even
grow under his
okay
feet
with it now.
if he'd offered to do the decent thing.
I wasn't seduced, Granny. He was a cruel man. Although I couldn't see it then.
Oh.
Surely if you told the police now.
No, milady. I won't bring it back to life. Leave him be.
I had a sandwich at lunchtime in some pub or other. Let me think. Don't worry, I've got enough. Thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
he doesn't seem very interested.
It's as if he were expecting me to make trouble first. That's why he was covering himself in case I did.
It does seem like that, doesn't it?
A little too easy.
His lordship's tales.
I think your picture may be a study for this angel.
Oh, he's laying it on thick.
To both.
You there?
Did she take her?
Can I look in tomorrow?
You must be so busy.
Why don't I come and then you can turn me out if you like?
Goodbye, darling.
Oh, I thought she was soft on you, but maybe it's the other way around.
You're the one who's
Oh.
soft in the head.
This poor lady. I feel bad for her.
You'll be the best looking woman in the Ritz dining room, whatever you're wearing.
Oh, golly. That's cheered me up.
I mean it.
Well, I probably shouldn't, but I guess I will.
Robert's not gonna like that.
Don't worry. You'll be home and safe at the clock strikes 12.
A lot sooner than that, please.
There's a danger that Sergeant Willis or someone he talks to may put two and two together.
Oh.
I'd still have to prove it.
Yes.
I certainly got a lot of names on my dance cards. Listen to me bragging. Please forgive me, I never talk about myself. What did I say?
It's good to get her backstory.
I'm interested.
Well, it's time for me to stop. But I've had such
To what?
Robert, I didn't know you were coming up to London. You never gave me a clue.
It was meant to be a surprise. I got a table at Claridge's so we could make a night of it.
You can't say shit.
Sorry. Should we telephone? Rosamond had said she needed an early night. Why was it so wrong for me to accept his invitation?
Bricker was interested in discussing pictures with you.
Yes? Is that so difficult to believe?
That an art expert would find your observations on the work of Piero della Francesca impossible to resist.
Why not?
Yes, it is hard to believe.
You have some nerve. I remember the maid. I remember.
I was beginning to think you'd settled on him.
I had, I think.
Damn, was it
Now I
that
seem to
bad?
have unsettled.
There was just no heat, like I said.
We'd never spent much time together until recently.
That's why you need this.
I began to wonder how much we really had in common.
How recent was this time you spent together?
Very recent.
Are we talking about your so-called sketching trip? Because I never believed in that for a moment.
The point is,
I love their
I
friendship.
wasn't seeing him clearly, but now I do. I'm not very keen on Miss Bunting, and I can't bear the thought of your leaving.
Well, if you love me, you'll support me.
Yeah.
Then I suppose I'll have to.
Cute!
I hope his arrival means you intend to make it public.
Darling Granny, you know how much I value your advice.
Which means you intend to ignore it.
The point is, I won't be hurried into anything.
In my day, a lady was incapable of feeling physical attraction until she'd been instructed to do so.
That's called repression.
I don't believe that.
You may stay.
Yay! I love Cora. She's a sweetheart. Always has been.
Thank you so much.
It means so much that someone believes in her again.
Have you seen what we've dug out for the Ruskits? Well, I say we. Of course, it was Pattinson who did it.
Does it matter? We both know you place no value on my opinions.
Cora, I was cross. I had travelled the length of England to spend the evening with you, and you had gone out. Aren't I allowed to be cross?
You're allowed to be cross, but you're not allowed to be unjust.
What's wrong is Margie.
I know I've annoyed her.
I'm afraid you must stay away, my lady.
Oh.
That's all. Not forever. But for now, you must stay away.
What is that woman doing here?
Russ found her in the kitchen and asked her to join us.
Why?
Don't be silly, she had to. Why do you let her irritate you so?
How dare you say such things to me?
I don't think she meant any...
She curses the name of our Holy Father.
Now do you see why she irritates me? Tom, keep her under control.
She only wants...
Under control.
I wondered what had happened to that fan. It wasn't given to your father, it was given to me.
Who by? The Tsar?
No, not by the Tsar, no.
And when I gave you this fan, you hid it in your reticule in case Lord Grantham should be angry.
Why don't we go back to the hall and have some more tea?
Ooh! Ooh! Not as black and white as she said it was.
Papa and Aunt Rosamond were already born, or we could spin all sorts of fairy tales.
Ooh, I was thinking it.
Stop giving me such knowing looks. I met the prince when I was travelling with your grandfather. Nothing could have been more respectable.
Whatever you say.
Away with your impertinent conclusions.
My only conclusion is this. I know now you understand my predicament far better than you let on.
Caught.
Have you made plans to see your admirer again?
Ooh, you should. Well, that was fun to see the Dowager on her heels like that. Giving Mary all that shit. She knows. She understands. She gets it. But she had to, give Mary grief. But that was nice to see. And I would like to see more of them together. That would be cute. He said Princess Who. So, Mary, though. I knew it. I sussed it out. She just did not have a connection to him. I never thought she did. It was a romanticism in her head, and she got brought down to reality when she actually spent any amount of time with him, which, is such a, hello, that's how it should go. You should not accept a marriage proposal from someone you barely know. But I hope this brings Mr. Blake back into play, because I think she might have a real good time with him. So we'll see about that. And we still don't know anything concrete about Mr. Bates. There are enough missing parts of his story that he could be placed at the scene of the crime if they pursue it that hard. I mean, obviously the guy taking the story was barely paying attention, but if there is some superior officer that looks it over and has more questions, it could get messier. Anna is still holding on to the hope that Mr. Bates is not involved, but I think deep down she knows. But I feel so bad. You see how hard keeping Mary's secret is for her. Like, having confirmation about Mr. Bates would be really tough for her. I honestly hope they can get out of this without ever having to confirm it for her. Just let it be. Just let it go. I don't know how it's going to go. As long as he doesn't go down for this, please. No, I don't even want to do a trial, or I don't even want, no more. This is a great episode for Lady Cora. I loved hearing about how it was when she very first got to London and how she was like new money and they decided to bring her here. And obviously Mr. Bricker likes her, but she never gave him any impression that he had any kind of chance. And I can see why Lord Grantham is probably a little like, it raises his hackles, but he has no room to talk, first of all. Second of all, he has no need to worry. She's not stepping out. She just liked that someone valued her opinion. And look how well she did here, defusing that situation with Miss Bunting and that Russian guy. Like, you know, Miss Bunting at a party, at that kind of party, she's not great. Like, she just can't hold her tongue, which I can relate to. But also, you know, there's a time and place sometimes, you know, you can let things go. But it's who she is. And Tom seems to be into her. Obviously, Lord Grantham hates her, but he will have to get over it in the same way that Lady Mary is, because she admitted that she loves him and she wants him to be happy. So if that happiness is Miss Bunting, they're just going to have to deal with it. Maybe being around them more will soften her edges in the same way it did with Tom. Give her a chance. But Lady Cora really did come through there, and I just really like her and how sweet she was about Miss Baxter, the whole story. You know, it's not the most sympathetic story where she was doing it for someone who was sick or something like that. She just got wrapped up. She got caught up, and she's so remorseful and would never do it again. You could tell, and I think Lady Cora could see that in her. And it sucks that that dude took advantage of Miss Baxter like that. But Miss Baxter does not want it to be a thing. She's not going to go to the police about it. She just wants to leave it buried. And I think I'm just so happy Lady Cora was like, you can stay. Like, yes, I'm so happy that had a good ending. And I love the advice that Mr. Mosley had given her, giving her some of her power of saying, I have stipulations of my own. I don't want to make this a thing, even though I will tell you the story. I really like their friendship. There's so many cute little friendships on the show. Oh my God. Mary and Tom I love, and I feel bad about Miss Patmore and her nephew, because I don't think it would hurt anything if Mr. Carson went ahead and added the name, but I understand where he's coming from. It's not exactly the same thing, and I could see why someone would have a problem with it, but it's for the family. It's not for the nephew. It's just to, you know, save face in the same way that so many people inside Downton have done, where you aren't really telling the truth to, you know, keep the name where it should be. So why are we against it when it's someone of a lower station? But I don't know if that's going to continue, like if he's going to have a change of heart or if it's ever even going to be brought up again. But I hate to see Miss Patmore sad. And I'm so proud of Daisy. She seems to really want to continue with her studies. I love that Mrs. Hughes told her to keep going. And yeah, let her figure it out. Maybe she doesn't want to be a cook for the rest of her life. I mean, maybe it is just for her farm life later on, but maybe not. Maybe she can find another field. Also with Thomas, Mr. Barrows. What's he doing? Is he looking for another job? What's he doing? I couldn't imagine Thomas not being there, but they didn't really go into what he's doing. So there's some mystery there. Poor Edith. Oh my goodness, girl. She can't win for losing. She was definitely making their marriage difficult, and I can see why Mr. Drew said that. But she's so far deep now, she can't not see her daughter anymore. So she's probably just gonna have to say, "Can I have my daughter?" But that would reveal it. But do it. Oh my God. You being with your daughter is more important than your family's name. It just is. So I wonder what the Dowager would have to say about that. She just thinks she's got something to say about Mary. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I'm glad Mary figured out the right thing with Lord Gillingham. She's gonna have to let him down because he's all in. Curious to know what Tom's gonna do. I'm in the same boat as Mary. I do not want him to go to America, but I would be here for him getting with Miss Bunting, honestly. And yeah, good episode. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.